and today we're making Chinese BBQ Pork Pizza. This is a pretty different pizza. I have made a video on how to make Chinese BBQ pork, and it tastes really good on pizza. And this is also really simple to make, so let's get started. For the ingredients you will need 400 grams of Chinese BBQ pork, a 14-inch pizza dough, 450 grams of mozzarella cheese shredded, 1 medium-sized onion sliced, 3 green onions finely chopped, and 10 olives sliced. To make a Chinese barbecue pizza, of course you're going to be needing some Chinese barbecue pork. So I just baked this off. I have a video on how to make this, and we're going to cut this into slices like this. You want to cut it to about this thickness. Do not cut it too thin or you won't even be able to taste it on the pizza. For the toppings, I'm going to be using some red onions that I have sliced up. We're also going to be using some pitted olive slices. So this is 10 olives that I sliced. And for garnish, we're also going to be using some chopped green onions. I've sliced up all of the Chinese barbecue pork. This already has a barbecue flavor. It's sort of sweet and salty, so I do not need to add any more barbecue sauce to it or it'll be too salty. I'm using 400 grams of this Chinese barbecue pork for a 14-inch pizza, so you go adjust the amount of it according to the size of your pizza dough. Now we can start shaping the pizza crust. So I have a 14-inch pizza pan here, and I already have a batch of pizza dough for a 14-inch pizza pan. I have a very detailed video on how to make the pizza dough and how to stretch it out by hand, but you could also just roll it out with a regular rolling pin. The pizza crust is now ready, so we can start adding on the toppings. The first layer, we're going to add on the barbecue pork. So we do not need any sauce for this because the barbecue pork already has a good amount of flavor, and again, you do not want to make it too salty. So I'm just going to lay a layer of this onto the crust. I have a lot of barbecue pork here today because it tastes really good inside of the pizza, but you want to make sure you only lay one layer. You don't want to overlap it and pile it up. You just want one flat layer of this barbecue pork. And you want it to be laid pretty evenly because you want the barbecue pork in every single bite. Once you got a good layer of the barbecue pork on top of the pizza crust, we're going to lay on a good amount of shredded mozzarella cheese. And I like to shred my own mozzarella cheese so it has a nice flavor. And we're covering the pork with the cheese because this is cooked pork, and covering it with the cheese is like locking in all of the moisture so the pork doesn't dry out while it's baking. You want to cover the pork nicely with the cheese, but you do not want to get it onto the crust. So I'm just going to sort of fix it up a little. Then we're going to sprinkle on the red onion slices. Then we're going to sprinkle on a good layer of the olive slices. Now we're going to place this into the oven preheated at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes or until the crust is nice and golden brown. This pizza has been baking in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes, so now we can cut a slice. The Chinese barbecue pork is really soft, chewy, and moist inside of the pizza. This has a lot of cheese on top, so it's one of those stringy pizzas where when you take a bite, you get a lot of cheese strings. Go check out my other videos on how to make pizza. I have lots of different fun flavors. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye!